They put the new aerial on the chipper and it was still messing around, but found a loose wire somewhere, so it's just running it today to see what happens. Some organs on the digger. John's just pushing up the pile and sorting through it. Some of this is really old. Never actually got to the back of it, so they're just having a good route through it. It's making some black shit, really, which isn't the best. Got some wood in it, but it's very composty. Random stick there, don't want that in there. Grab the boiler that. Quad tracks in the shed drying out. Morgan set to yesterday with the volume wash. Wasn't that one, so this one. Spent a few hours and got soaked, and it's only really done one track, getting all the bulk of it out, so gonna be a bit of work in cleaning it off, getting ready for the, well, track to run, I suppose. Oh, it's like concrete though, doesn't it? That's the barley coming up behind the yard. Looks absolutely splendid, to be fair. But, only 16 mil of rain yesterday and we've got a flood already. So that's a few acres killed. 16 mil is not a lot of rain, so I just wonder whether that pump's actually broken. This made a contact with one of the pillars in the shed. I'll not say who did it. It's obviously bent, twisted, snapped. We're just weighing up what bits we need to fix it. Definitely some box section and a bit of hydraulic power, I think, to straighten that out. It's obviously the brush. Rob's just run off all excited. There's a butty van now that travels around. Food for you, so he's just getting something now. Did a bacon and egg sandwich the other day, it was really good. Just a shop on wheels, isn't it? Someone's stable roof blew off. Storm whatever, I don't know what storm number we're on now. So they've got someone coming fixing it this weekend. So I'm going to take the AnswerAsAPercent up there for them to use. Save them having to try and walk on the roof and fall through. So I'll go and find a fence, stick the low loader on and load it up. Choose your weapon. Which one do we want? Can't tell them apart now because they're both on Alliance tyres. Agristar 2. This is the one that Rob drives, I think. And then these the Fs, yeah. Yeah, this one. Check this one out. Should be a bit less sketchy putting the cherry picker on this. It's on smaller wheels, isn't it? So it doesn't sit as high. The ramps aren't as steep. And also it's dry as well. Sometimes when the wood's wet it gets a little bit slippy. Nice and gentle, hopefully. Still a bit muddy on it. Obviously because it's been used for the jet wash. Put it in little, in tortoise. Ooh, needs to lift my basket up. That was the one. Ooh. All right, yeah, put it on full power. I need that in the middle for slopes, and then that gives us revs, but then not like full speed. tortoise, which is tick over, hare, which is fast, and then ramps. Right, and then I'll go down on that lever now. They've been easy for us using two hands, but in the interest of entertainment, I filmed it. Right, lower myself with that one. That's it. Get off now. Don't try that at home, kids. Always use two hands on the controls. It'll make your life far more easier. Just pulling the levers now to put the ramps up and strap it down. Just putting these chains on, and then I realised it's got a little latch here that goes into that hole, and I'm not quite square, so I just have to start it up and zoom it this way to put that pin in, and that stops the basket pivoting on this worm gear. Presume you do that when you go down the road with it. So it is now, just look, there's a tread on the front of this, and there, it actually changes shape as it works to give it more grip. This is something that Alliance explained to us the other week when we had the open day. These are these Agristar 2s on this tractor. The back obviously changes there as well. Picker dropped off. Follow the ramps up, get back, have a zoom. That field's flooded as well. Looks to have a lot more rain in 16 mil. I can't really understand it, but my dad measured the same as well. That's been spilling out of there where my dad's been pushing it up. Anyway, it was quite a pile, so Morgan's put the bigger brush on the Merlot to sweep it up, and then tomorrow Oscar with the little brush on the Solace will do all the little bits. But yeah, that was stacked right up here. They've also as well, I'll show you in here, they've finished now. Rob's actually knocked off at dinner. He's going to the Christmas markets in Edinburgh. In fact, Morgan is as well, totally separate occasions, but Rob's going to his camp and Morgan's going tomorrow. They've been welding on here this plate, so this auger now is, I don't know, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and worn out. You can see the lumps in it there, and we were getting ash there coming out. This is the stuff that comes out with the chimney as well, the cyclone that stops any particles going out the top, and it was falling out there and blowing all over the place. So they welded this curvy piece of steel on now and silicone around it as well. So that was one of the jobs they were doing this morning while I've been on the phone. The Solace is great, but that brush, you can really put a lot of weight onto it with the machine if you need to. And sweep it up. We do need to fix the spinny round one, but job for another day. A wet day job, I'd say. Power. The only thing is that's damp, so we need to like clean it off that edge, but then pull it out. Can't put that through the intake of the boiler. Anyone would think David Jones is coming with tidied up that much. Just been in the Zoom meeting with a few people. There's some stuff happening, I think, next week in London, and I don't just mean the tractors. I mean in the actual big stone building where a load of decisions are made. And yeah, it was quite a positive meeting. Pleased in the direction stuff's going, but we still have to keep the pressure on, because if there's no pressure, they think that there's no problem and we won't get any change. So get yourself to London on the 16th, into the Palladium. The link, I'll put it again below here. We want to sell out, because if it's completely full, it shows unity, it shows anger, and gives people somewhere to be at, so they can come together, especially before Christmas. You can make a day of it as well. It's take your partner, go shopping afterwards, have a nice meal, catch a show, whatever. Like, not that anyone can actually afford it. This is in the workshop. We are straightening some tines, changing some tines. Morgan's been on with that. It's actually started raining again now. We had 16 mil, Joe had 14 mil, my dad measured 16 mil as well, so ours was accurate. But he said the farm at Bold, which is a few miles from here, they had 25 mil. But there is still some big floods in Tarbert where we only had 16. So yeah, my dad thinks that it came in an hour. He said we had 8 to 10 mil in an hour yesterday, just before I got off the train. Because when I got back from the train station yesterday, everywhere was just like flooded. One of the roads had come down half a mile. Half the carriageway was water from one end to the other. The grids just couldn't take it. But they're probably blocked anyway, because does anyone even clean them out anymore? Doesn't show on the camera. It's 10 to 4. The light's going to come on. Yeah, like, well, it's nearly dark. Quad track's been moved off the drying floor. Morgan's tried to poke a bit of it off with a spade, but we needed to change the chip round that was parked in front of it. So it's now sat in this shed now. This is the heavy horsepower shed today. Dead quick birthday bumper today. Dan Yates is 51, Graham Perfect is 45, Shane Morgan's 55, and yesterday, because we didn't do it, there's Tania, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, from Wales, £81,163 raised. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, what's there? 1,000 horsepower, 600, no, nearly 1,100 horsepower, 1,470 horsepower. Wonder what happened if you chain them together. Could they pull that? Who knows? Thank you to Mark. He sent us some biscuits, and also thanks to the Funky Farmer that sent some cider. It's been in the brew room lost for a few days. Mark's actually in Ireland, Northern Ireland. I don't know what's going on, but there was a few people on tractors last night. Went to Holyhead and Fishguard Port, blocking trucks coming off ferries. They were Irish trucks that have got the same government as us and the same problems. I don't know why that was right. I mean, if you want to block the ports, wait till after Christmas, don't annoy the public, and do it all over the country. But let the ones in that have still got let the trucks in, and the public that have still got the same problems that we've got. You know, if it's coming in from Thailand or stuff that's grown to lesser standards than us, I can understand blocking stuff coming in, but just to half-assed go at it doesn't sit right with me. Might be wrong, but yeah, bit of joined up thinking needed, I think, there. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for the biscuits and the cider, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow.